Another day, another story. I'm pregnant and my husband hit me for the first time yesterday. I 21F have been with my husband 21N for 3 years. We recently got married. I'm currently 28 weeks pregnant. Yesterday I was laying upstairs on the beanbag watching him play video games like I do most nights. I ended up getting upset by the way he was acting because he had been consistently being more cold and rude the last few days. He noticed this after his match finished and asked what's wrong now? I was about to tell him what was wrong, but I could tell by his tone he was already annoyed at me and was already being hostile. So I decided to just keep my feelings to myself. He kept insisting I had an attitude and to tell him what my problem was, but I simply didn't have the energy to argue with him. I've had very severe depression as of lately and couldn't handle things turning into something bigger than they already were. So I kept saying I was fine, I didn't want to talk about it. He looked away from me and mumbled something along the lines of "I'm so sick of this shit" with that we didn't talk again, and I fell asleep on the beanbag. When I woke up hours later I was in the dark alone and he had gone downstairs to bed. Note, he never does this. We always go to bed together. Which hurt my feelings. But here's why it actually mattered. I mentioned I'm 28 weeks pregnant. Well, it's gotten considerably harder for me to stand up from low places. The beanbag is very low to the ground. He is very aware of this. He has to help me get up off the beanbag anytime I want to get up to go pee or we go to bed. When I woke up I was very tired and I had no blanket or pillow and it's freezing in my house, so I started to get up. I quickly realized I couldn't stand up on my own and I instinctively grabbed onto the gaming chair to pull myself up. When I did this the chair flipped over and I fell onto my back onto the floor. It hurt like hell and I could barely move without extreme pain. The sound of my falling woke him up and he came running upstairs and started asking me what happened. How did this happen, so on. I was in shock. My hormones took over as I started crying and honestly I blamed him for it. He left me knowing I couldn't get up safely alone in the dark in the cold over something so petty. So I just yelled "F you." He started belittling me, calling me a child and saying I was stupid. I told him I was going to call my mother to come get me and he took my phone from me. He refused to give it back. I sat on the floor crying in pain, yelling for him to give me my phone for about 15 minutes while he insulted me and yelled at me. Finally, I decided to try to pull myself back up onto the beanbag to find some kind of relief. But this was very painful. Noticeably, he leaned down and started to try to grab onto me and pull me up. At this point I was so done and disappointed with him and I repeatedly yelled, "Do not touch me. Do not touch me." He continued. I kept trying to push his hands off me but he started being forceful. So I did too. I started pushing his fingers back to get them off my body and make him let go off me, and when I did this he slapped me across the face. I was in complete shock. I froze. He has never done this before. And I was honestly so heartbroken by this. I held my face and cried as it stung. He started saying "I barely touched you." I ignored him. He continued to belittle me and I once again told him give me my phone. He refused. Finally he gave it to me because he said she's not gonna come pick you up at 4 a.m. and wanted me to be proven wrong. But she did come, and went off on him and helped me up. I was going to go with her, but I couldn't because she and my family have the flu and it's dangerous for my baby if I were to get sick. So, I've been stuck here with him. The only thing he's done so far is wrote me an apology letter. But I honestly can't get past this. I quit to do anymore. I can't afford a divorce attorney and he provides for us financially. I'm stuck. Edit. Thank you so extremely much for everyone's support and advice. I never expected such love from strangers online. I'm currently packing my things to go stay with my mom. Thank you to everyone who's been here taking the time to write to me. Heart. Thanks for watching.